do I tell you all the time? Get out. Get out of your blue area and get to a red area for a bunch of different reasons. One, we need you in our red areas. We need you to move here and become an activist here because they're coming for our red areas too. So we need you here to help batten down the hatches, to fortify things. Get down here, get on our school board, work for a campaign, run for city council. We need you out of your blue area to our red area because we need help. And we don't want you wasted. We don't want your vote and your existence wasted behind enemy lines. That's a big part of why I tell you that. Another huge part of why I tell you, get out over and over and over again. And I don't care that it makes you mad. I'm right. I've done it. I don't care that it makes you mad. I tell you to get out for your own sake. See, the first part, get here and become an activist, I'll be honest, that's selfish. That's more for my sake. I love my red area. I want it to stay this way. I want it to stay a sane place. And I want you to come help me make it a sane place. Keep it a sane place. That's the selfish part. The unselfish part is this. This is the part that's about you. I want you and your family to be as safe as humanly possible. And I want you to understand, please understand this. This isn't even the year 2000, 2010. Today's Democratic Party, they are committed nationwide to releasing violent criminals from jail and prison. This is intentional because they're communists, as I've explained, and releasing violent people from prison so they can commit more acts of violence, which creates angst and chaos, which is where the communist really grows his power. That's been communism 101 forever. One of the first things Lenin did is walk into the Russian prisons and turn all the murderers and rapists loose. Hey, go have fun, guys. This is communism 101. They're doing this right now. They're doing it in your blue area, and you have nothing to protect you, which I will get to in just a moment. I have two sons. One is 12, one is 14 years old. My sons, they're in a very safe neighborhood, in a very safe city, with people who share their values. But there are 14-year-olds in New York who walk down the street and people are trying to stab them in broad daylight. You want to raise your kid there? Also, New York, should point out, if you're walking down the street randomly, somebody might point out a baseball bat and hit you in the back of the head with it. Oh, but wait, there's more. You see that psychopath who just brained somebody with the Louisville Slugger walking down the sidewalk? Oh, you know what he's doing right now? Maybe you're sitting there, I'm sure he's rotting in a jail cell. What? They released him right away, right out on bail, right back in the streets, out there eating New York pizza. He's probably watching Netflix as we speak. And so what else does this mean? What it means is this. If you're a cop in one of these big cities and you're out there, you want to clean up the streets, right? That's generally why people become cops. I realize there are plenty of bad cops, but in general, people become cops because they want to stop bad guys. They want to be a good guy stopping bad guys. That's why you want to be a cop. So you go out there and you spend your time trying to find these vile pieces of trash and slap some handcuffs on them and toss them in jail somewhere. And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I got him off the streets. And then you wake up the next day and you find out the violent scumbag you just arrested, putting yourself and your partner at risk. You find out he's already back out on the streets. You're going to leave. You're going to leave and you're going to go to a place in the country that doesn't do that. And here's the thing. It's not just that the cops are quitting. Right now, 30% of the NYPD is resigning. 30% resigning. It's not just that 30% are resigning. It's the best 30%. It's the genuine good guys who want to clean up the streets and they can't sit and stomach what's happening to their city, and so they're leaving. And so not only is violent crime going up, the criminals are being let loose, and the police force is actually getting worse and worse and worse. And this is the environment where you want to raise your kids, walk to the park with your wife, husband. Why? You understand that if something were to happen to you in that city, and let's say you had to take the steps necessary to defend yourself in some way, you understand that you wouldn't be released without bail, right? You understand that they would take the communists who run that place, Alvin Bragg, Eric Adams, things like that, or wherever you live, whatever blue area you live. Do you understand that they will immediately go to your online profile? They'll find out exactly who you voted for, what your political leanings are, and you understand that your act of self-defense as you protected your wife from Mr. Louisville Slugger will have you ending up in a New York State prison for the next 20, 30 years of your life. Now, tell me again why you're there. Why are you there? I'm not being cold-hearted. I know what it's like. I've moved my whole life. I know what it's like to leave friends, family, school you love, your favorite restaurant. It's hard to find a new barber when you get where you're going. Maybe you're in a church you adore. Maybe you have family obligations that don't allow you to leave. I get that too. I get that too. But if it's an option for you, please get out. And please understand this. This gets worse from here. There's not some pendulum swing, because over and over and over again, we've already seen over the past few years that these elections pop up, and these politicians who are turning the criminals loose from the jails, when they're up for re-election, they get re-elected over and over and over again. So there can't be a pendulum swing, because there has been no punishment for the politicians doing this. Your blue area isn't about to bounce back. It gets worse from here. You stay, you get what you get. Don't throw a fit.